reaction.
Oh. Maybe if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't. So don't even act like you know what I'm talking about.
What?
Okay, so here's the meme. A lot of people in my generation are making a lot of money off OnlyFans and photos of their feet. And so you have to explain to your mortgage person where you're getting the money.
Andy, you and your flip-flops, I mean, that might be like big money.
You can be my agent.
But,
and you want to see a triple D 14 in a flip-flop, call me.
A lot of people get paid on Venmo or PayPal. Like their friends give them money and they say crazy stuff in the bio, and you have to show that to the lender.
Absolutely. If you have deposits, you got to be able to do that. I guess I haven't heard about it. I mean, a lot of our dealings with buyers, it's a private thing between them and the lender. And we don't get like access to that unless the buyer wants to be able to tell us that stuff. But boy, I bet you that's coming around a lot. That would be interesting to have a lender talk about those different things, because that's really true. The whole Venmo thing, the PayPal, where's this money coming from and how is it sneaking into your account and thing. I had a Venmo and then it started showing like everything out there that I was spending money on. I'm like, what? And so I was able to make that private. But I get all these things about people and how they're paying money. And Nick's right. I mean, people joke about it, what they're paying them for.
And I'm not trying to sound like an old man, but in the old days, they used to barter. I'll fix your tractor, you give me a side of beef, and I'll feed my kids. Your tractor runs, you can continue farming. It switches over to where they start exchanging money so that it's equal. And then everybody wants to come up with a new version of money or an easier way to do money. And now you have a whole generation of kids that don't even really respect or understand the value of cash. And they don't want cash. They want you just Venmo me or send it to me, right? And so it's like ambiguousness of cash is for some people that are older. Appreciate that nobody knows how much money you have. You obviously can trade it for just about anything. But nowadays, it's funny how you go and you hire somebody for a service and they want you to Venmo them. And it's almost like this illusion that Venmo just goes in their account and they don't have to pay taxes. What's funny is that Venmo will eventually, when the IRS pulls an audit on you and they say, hey, we want to look back 7 years and, oh, it looks like you haven't paid taxes on $32,000 and you have nothing to show for it because you never kept a record, because it's so easy just to shift money back and forth. And maybe you're buying your friend coffees every morning. And they're actually, doing an exchange something else. Just remember that that's auditable exchanges. Whenever you have a gain, it's taxable. So if you can't show that right off, and I'm not trying to give tax advice, don't get me wrong. Be careful. It's very seductive. It's like, I'll just pay everything with Venmo and send my friend $20 because they bought the beer yesterday or whatever. All of those exchanges that don't have an expense are taxable. Under a certain amount, I get it. They'll leave you alone. But you start getting over $500-600.
Never thought of that, actually. Thank God we do these social media reacts.
Well, think about this, though, too, Chris. What if you honestly want to trade your neighbor, real estate services for a boat or something like that, which you're supposed to report it, I get it. But sometimes there's people that will mow their grass all summer, you snow blow their yard and there's an exchange happening, right? Bartering. You get a lot more value when people barter. And I don't understand why everybody wants everything to be on the record anymore. See, I'm not that I'm saying I do anything against the rules. Audit me. Everything by me is by the rules. I have to because we're regulated so heavily. But on the other hand,
well, it's because it's like a slippery slope, but none of the kids might think this way, and they're going to get slapped with it in the future. They made all their payments through this, and I think it's a plan all along. But here we go.
I agree. I think it'll be taxed more than our generation ever was.